Hear the stories of men and women switching hustles and escaping the odds through entrepreneurship after prison. Not only will these stories inspire you, but also unlock business tips for financial freedom. Let's get it. Everybody that's watching the Escaping the Odds podcast, I got a dope brother on with me today, Pierre Baker. This brother doing extraordinary things from unlikely places. And so he started his online business while incarcerated. And so just want to kind of get into your backstory, how you got locked up, how that whole situation turned out, and then also how the things that you're doing right now, man. So Pierre Baker, what's going on, man?
Okay. Well, man, I got locked up back in 2012. I was 19 years old.
Okay.
And I ended up getting locked up for some charges, like I had marijuana distribution and then I had armed robbery.
Okay.
So, like with those charges, it was pretty severe. They ended up giving me a lot of time.
Okay.
I spent nearly my whole 20s in prison.
Okay, right, exactly. So let's go back a little bit further than that, right? So was this your first time incarcerated, or this was something that was kind of like a pattern for yourself, even though at 19 years old?
No, that was actually my first encounter with the law, period.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
So.
Okay, definitely. So once you got into prison or jail, like how did that affect far as yourself and also even your family? Because you were so young. Did you have any children at all, or it was just you by yourself?
It was just me by myself. So, coming in here, it was pretty tough. There was a lot of loss because you got to think coming in that young, right, and not really being established and having experienced a lot of different things about life, and then staying in so long, you end up losing out on a lot of different stuff. So you have to start with, having your kids and,
right,
starting a family a little bit later.
Right.
So,
okay. So walk me through some of those experiences that you dealt with while you were incarcerated.
Man, there's a lot. So when I first got into prison, they actually sent me to like one of the roughest prisons in the whole state that I'm in.
Okay.
And like there was a lot of bodies that were dropping, like people getting, air flighted with the helicopters.
Exactly.
And there was a lot of gang banging. I learned a lot about some things about life that I didn't know, right? Because I was surrounded by men who were like, from a different walk of life. I wasn't really built like that as far as I was concerned. Like I was out there doing what I was doing, but yeah, they was out there killing. So it was a different ball game.
Right. So
and I was gonna say like my support when I first got locked up, it was scarce. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I didn't have very many people that were, there to support because of my behavior out there.
Okay.
So I wasn't getting letters. I wasn't getting a lot of different, like, people sending me money on my books. It was just one of those serious situations when I first got locked up.
Right. So how did you maintain throughout all that? Because I know being incarcerated myself, not getting letters and things of that nature, it can kind of take a toll on your emotions. So how were you able to kind of navigate that situation in the environment that you was in?
Well, like for me, what I was able to do, I was able to just get my head into a lot of positive spiritual literature.
Okay.
Things like Think and Grow Rich and meditation books and working out. So I hung around people that were on the same line of thought as far as personal development.
Right.
Like right from the jump, I didn't waste time trying to hang around some people that I felt was going to lead me to a violent destination like what I seen around me.
Exactly.
Seeing people get jumped, seeing people get their eyeball taken out, all types of stuff. Why would I hang around people that would lead me to those types of situations?
Yeah.
So I just hung around the right people when I first got in, and because of that, I was able to build healthy relationships.
Okay.
Like people that were considered like brothers.
No, definitely, I definitely understand that. Yeah. So also, like, far as healthy relationships, like, were you able to rebuild some of those relationships that you tore apart on the outside as well?
Yeah, definitely. It took time, but I was able to like rebuild things with my mom, my brother,
right,
a lot of different family. Like that's important.
Yeah.
You gotta definitely build on that.
Yeah, definitely, man. And so, what was that? So from the beginning, you went in with a changed mindset because you were seeing a lot of violence around you, and you already knew that you didn't really want to end up in that situation. So from the beginning, you was changing your life, or was that like, were you still kind of dabbling a little bit, and then once you kind of realize like, man, I'm done with it, you kind of went more into like the spiritual literature and things of that nature, or was it something that you did like later on down the line?
Well, when I first got locked up, like I was still like on the fence.
Okay.
But what I ended up doing was just like instead of doing what I was used to doing, I knew that there needed to be a change because if I thought I knew it all when I was out there on the street and yet I end up in a situation like this,
Yeah.
I obviously don't know it all. So what I did was I just like humbly started to educate myself about who I was and like where I was going in life.
Right.
And I started making money. Like there was a few things that I was doing to make money that, you know, was still borderline.
Right.
But for the most part, all I did was like sell food.
Okay.
And by selling food and like cashing it out for, you know, money,
yeah.
I was able to like reinvest that money back into my own, you know, store food thing.
Okay.
And I made a living off of that, just selling honey buns and nutty bars and sodas.
Yeah, no, definitely, yeah.
That's all you gotta do.
That's it, yeah. You know, it's a legitimate hustle in there, you know, for real. So a lot of times you can charge 2 for 1 or whatever it may be, you know. But let me ask you this, right? I've seen this happen as well, like people running stores and things of that nature. Did that create any kind of issues in there with you? Because anytime you're exchanging money and doing business with people, that can lead to a lot of other things that can kind of put you in a situation where, you know, it probably ain't as healthy for you. Did you find yourself in something like that?
Oh, well, you know, you gotta be tough. You gotta be stern on your word.
Right.
If you say no to somebody because they don't have the suits or whatever the case may be during the transaction, then it is what it is. You just you stand firm on that. But if you wavering and you seem a little softer or whatever in other people's eyes, then guess what happens? Yeah, it's gonna keep happening. They're gonna be a constant aggravation.
Exactly.
So yeah, I ran into a few different things, but a lot of people respected what I had going on because they saw me as a positive young man who was trying to just do something with his time.
Exactly.
And so I demanded a certain type of respect because of the way I respected myself and what I was doing with my time. And a lot of people, they interacted with me in a good way. It wasn't so much ill way.
Exactly. And like you say, they interacted with you in a different way because it was a respect level. When you said something that kind of stuck out to you, you said you respected yourself. So you think that a lot of times things happen to people in prison because they not respecting themselves. They might not even realize they're not respecting themselves, but the way they moving, people are going to look at you a certain way.
Yeah, like if you do hardcore drugs, right, because it's possible to do that in prison. Right. If you do that, you're not respecting yourself, and you attract all type of negativity to you. Exactly. People don't really respect you either. Subconsciously, people just don't respect people who aren't doing something that's self-respecting. Exactly. If you laying in the bed all day long, like you really not respecting yourself. So if somebody was to mug you or something like that and say something smart, like for some reason they kind of target people who just don't respect themselves. So if you got positive habits while you're in a negative environment, you demand respect because not too many people do.
Exactly, yes. So how did you transition like to the online marketing, affiliated marketing, things of that nature while you were incarcerated, right? Most people try to start businesses on the outside and it's difficult for them, right? So how were you able to make that transition from not illegal business that you was doing in jail, but just kind of like having a store in prison to actually doing things on the outside? Can you walk us through that?
Yeah, one day I was telling somebody about my cousin because my cousin, she makes like $35,000-$40,000 a month in network marketing. And so to me, those numbers was huge. Like $35,000-$40,000 a month. That sounds incredible. Right. So I was just bragging on her and telling somebody about what she does with the network marketing. And he told me like, well, you know, that's one thing, but they got something else called affiliate marketing. And it's a little bit better because most times the network marketing opportunities, nobody makes money but the top people. And so I was like, he broke it down. He just kept breaking it down. And I was arguing, really debating, you know, my facts versus his facts. But his facts made so much sense that I decided to go look it up. And I had this one moment where I was like, you know what? If I keep doing the same thing that I've done in the past, then the mentality when I get on the street, how am I going to be prepared to do something that's going to lead to me prospering that'll keep me out.
Exactly.
I have to go ahead and cut all bad habits off. So I feel like this might be a great route to the wealth that I want. That's completely legit, and it's something I can use my natural talents. I'm good at speaking to people, emphasizing different points, leading people to success. So I felt like, you know what, I could do affiliate marketing. After everything I found out about it, I felt very encouraged and empowered to do it, so I went for it. And that was the beginning of a new chapter in my life, because it took a lot of sacrifice for me to even do it like that. But me doing it like that, that sacrifice was worth it, because now I don't ever have to look over my shoulder again.
Right. So, as far as with affiliate marketing, like what is it exactly? What is affiliate? I've heard of it. I'm sure some of our audience probably heard of it, but if you could take us into like a little bit more in depth on what affiliate marketing is, and even how some of the audience can actually get involved with it themselves.
Okay, so basically what affiliate marketing is and why it's different from network marketing is when you join the opportunity that a company provides for people to make a commission off sales. If you drive and traffic to their websites, meaning like people, like if you make a YouTube video about curling irons or something, right? Or Jordan shoes, and you make it, you do the review, and you put a link. It's an affiliate link that you can get from the website. And they go to this website and they go purchase these Jordan shoes. Right? And then when they do, now you get a commission off that. So if the Jordan shoes cost $250 and they're giving a 10% commission, then you're gonna make $25. Every time a person goes and buys those Jordan shoes from your link. But they have other opportunities that offer you way more in their digital products. So you got your physical products, you usually gonna get like maybe 10-15%, because the company gotta make money too for producing. But if you got a digital product, like a membership site or some software or something like that,
there's nothing to produce,
education, right? You can just, it's data. You send a link to a person, they can download it on that stuff. There's nothing for the company to keep reinvesting. So you're able to make up to 100% commission with certain opportunities. And like usually you're gonna make anywhere at least about 40% for that, but that's unheard of with physical products. You're usually gonna get maybe at the most 20%. So
just because of the physical components to it, right?
Yeah, they gotta do shipping, handling, they gotta produce it, all of that. So when you don't have to do all of that and it's just instant, you know, you go to this membership site and you log in and you maintain your subscription every month, then you're getting commissions, a percentage commission. It might be 40%, it might be 50%.
So let me ask you this: so while you were incarcerated, like what kind of income were you creating off of it? Because I know in there, and as you and I both know, the income is different, right? Somebody that's making $500 a month incarcerated, you're penitentiary rich. But out here, we know that's peanuts. But in there, that could really have you in a certain position. So what were the kind of numbers you were doing from the affiliate market while you was incarcerated?
Well, I actually had a 2.5K day, a $2,500 day. One day. I've had a $2,100 day. I've had $1,200 days, $1,500 days. I've had several four-figure days. Even while incarcerated.
So let me ask you this: so you make money every day? Do they send a check to you once a month, quarterly? Like how does that work?
See, with the programs that I ended up getting involved in, like I was making the money instantly deposited into my account. So like if I made a sale that day, then I would get paid that day. Now you got a lot of affiliate programs where if you make a sale that day, you still don't get paid until that 30-day money back guarantee period expires. So it's a little bit different. But in my, the program that I got involved in, that wasn't the case. Like I did promote programs like that and get paid every 30 days on that. But the one that I really focused on was the one where I could make the instant commissions,
So going back to what you were saying as far as like creating a YouTube, I got a YouTube channel. I believe you got a YouTube channel as well. And so basically, just so I can understand how affiliate marketing works and the audience can understand how it works as well, right? Say, for instance, I'm doing my podcast, right? But I want to sell my t-shirts, right? And so I can put a link inside of my description, and pretty much anytime, or say I mentioned something inside of my podcast. Maybe I mentioned something about a particular brand or whatever, right? Do I reach out? How do I reach
Right.
out to that brand and say that I wanna put your link inside of my YouTube channel so that I can make money off of it?
Right, right. Well, basically, you wouldn't even have to talk to anybody about it. Like, you just scroll down to the bottom. You know how it says like help, um, like
Contact
privacy,
us and
and
stuff like that at the footer of the page.
contact us.
Okay.
Right, and it say affiliate program or affiliates, and then when you click on that, then you're able to fill out an application and you just get started. They'll end up giving you a link. It'll be in the email, or it might just be on the page. They'll redirect you to another page. You copy and paste the link.
Okay.
Boom. You put your payment details, how you would like to receive the payment.
Okay.
They have different ways. Different companies have different ways. You can do PayPal. You can do Payoneer. You can do your card. You can set up something for where you can get paid when people swipe their card, and it'll go to your Stripe account. There's a lot of different ways for you to get paid online, but you pick a program that is most comfortable with how you want to get paid.
Exactly.
You do your research.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't do that research, so people like me come in where I can help you to get paid in a variety of different ways. You can get paid on Cash App, PayPal.
Okay.
You can get paid in cryptocurrency if you want.
Okay.
There's a lot of different ways for people to get paid online.
Okay.
If you do research.
So let me ask you this. So how do your services and what you do help other people as it relates to the affiliate marketing?
Okay, basically what I do is I help position people in opportunities where they're gonna make 100% commission. So it's like you going from an affiliate marketer where you're making a piece of the pie to an online business owner where you're making the whole pie and you don't have to split anything with anybody. So
okay,
like when I break it down to people like that, I help them understand that there's educational programs out there that you can leverage and make 100% income on.
Okay.
And there's different programs where people are making cryptocurrency, like Ethereum.
Yeah.
Like depositing in their wallet.
Okay.
And, the price, it goes up and down. Right now it's going up.
Right.
You could have, let's just say $800 in your wallet because you've been making sales.
Okay.
One sale is like $400 sometimes. So if you do, and like let's just say 2 days later and the price went up, that $800, instead of it just staying $800, it's all of a sudden $840 just because the value increased.
Okay, right.
So like getting a part of programs like that is pretty powerful too.
Right, and so that's what cryptocurrency, right? Because the value of that particular currency is going up in value. But say you decide to get your monies in PayPal, where you're just getting the US dollar, then of course it doesn't really fluctuate like that. So if you got $800 for the sale, you just gonna have $800 for the sale, right?
That's it.
Okay, so
that's it.
So why wouldn't a person want to get their money in crypto opposed to the dollar?
Well, you got people just not familiar with cryptocurrency. Okay. They really don't know like how to get their wallet set up and everything. So getting in touch with somebody who will walk you through the steps.
Okay.
That maybe came up with an ebook that'll have a series of screenshots that'll show a person, you know what, if you want to get involved with this opportunity with me, these are the steps. Just being prepared. It's just like if you're handing out a business card, you want people to know that you're serious. So online, you want to hand out certain digital things that can help a person understand exactly what to do. It could be a video you prepare for them. Okay. But doing that type of stuff, those details, ebooks and videos that explain how to do stuff, that is a very unique way to basically add value to these people. Okay. People want to find a good leader. Exactly. They want to be directed in a way so that they know what they're doing. They're not confused. They're not sitting here at their phone or computer for an hour trying to figure this out. Right. You save them some frustration, and they'll pay you for that. Right. So
you pretty much went through trial and error because, of course, you were incarcerated when you started the online business. So you pretty much just read about everything, or you knew somebody that was actually doing it. They kind of walked you through it, or it was just all pretty much self-taught? Because I know you had the guy that was telling you about it, but was he doing it as well, or was it he just like reading a lot of books about it? He didn't really have that practical knowledge of it.
He knew this Instagram fitness model. Okay, that's what he knew. So, and she did affiliate marketing through her Instagram page. Okay. So, like that was basically where he got his source of information from. Okay. Now, me personally, like after I took that information he gave me, I took it and ran with it. I went to YouTube, started watching YouTube videos.
Yeah. YouTube tell you anything, huh?
So right, yeah,
Yeah.
they tell you everything. So you type in affiliate marketing, then you start watching several videos, and YouTube start recommending videos.
Okay.
So then you subscribe to a couple channels, and you start seeing other recommended videos.
Okay.
So when you start seeing all that, and you just keep following the breadcrumbs, and next thing things start to make sense for you. So it's just a powerful thing, right?
Yeah.
Like you can learn a lot from YouTube. And then what happened was, for me, a guy who I used to watch on YouTube and who I was connected with on Facebook decided that he wanted to do his first paid Facebook ad. And when he did that, he reached out to me. He was like, do you mind if I leverage your story to tell people that it's possible? Because just then I had just made my first commission online.
Okay.
Like I started in August that year, and then December that year, I finally made my first commission. It took months of just hard work, research, never giving up, getting rejected. And then finally, when I made my first commission, I was asleep. And I made like $71.
Best money to make.
Passive income.
While you sleep, definitely, yeah.
Exactly. So when I made that, my mind was blown. I knew that anything was possible.
Yeah.
And so that's what I did. And so he told me that he wanted to feature a video of me on a paid Facebook ad.
Okay.
And that's what he did.
Okay.
And that's what gave me some big exposure.
Yeah, definitely.
And people started to reach out, and I started to get more sales in my business. And so it was a wrap after that.
Hey, so what's some of the challenges that, because you speak with a lot of people about affiliate marketing, right? Trying to basically put them on. So what are some of the things you're hearing that you got to really sell people on? Well, not to sell people on, but educate people on. Where they like, because a lot of times affiliate marketing, we just don't know enough about it, but it's kind of almost like one of those hidden kind of an income stream that you can make, because it really doesn't take a lot. Well, it takes a lot because you got to have your sales and marketing game together, but anybody can pretty much sign up for it, right? And so with it being that easy, you'll think that a lot of more people are doing it, especially like in our communities or whatever. So what are some of the challenges that you are seeing or hearing from people that want to start affiliate marketing that come to you?
Well, I'm just be honest, man. We're living in a antisocial world. Like, people don't want to reach out and talk to other people like that. They want to be able to make this money without having to talk to a million people, because, you know, we just fear rejection. And that's why we antisocial. We just want to stick with the people that we're most comfortable talking to. But if the people we're comfortable talking to are not interested in the things that's going to make you the most money online, then you got a conflict there. Every time you try and talk to these people that you're comfortable with talking to, because you stay in your mental shell, then you get met with rejection. That's discouraging. Nobody wants to go through that. So they don't know what to do. And when you know what to do as far as finding the right people and what to say to these people, how you angle your presentation, that's when you see a big difference made in your affiliate marketing business. Up until then, like, most people just lost.
Okay, you said presentation, right? We know perception and presentation. Previous conversation, you talked about how you did Toastmasters, speaking clubs, and stuff like that while you were incarcerated. Did you find that because you had taken some of those courses while you were incarcerated, that it really helped you when you were starting to do your online business while you were incarcerated?
Oh yeah, definitely, big time. Because confidence is everything. If you can, like, get out there and just position yourself in your mind as the expert on a topic because you read, then when you speak with that confidence, it's very easy for a person to, you know, follow your lead, especially if you made a sale before. You can demonstrate, like, okay, this is what's going on. You can tell a person something that'll help their business even before they invest in you. Like, okay, I noticed that you only getting like 4 or 5 likes on your page. If you check out my page, I'm getting hundreds of likes, and I can tell you exactly how you can do the same.
Right.
This is what you do. Step 1, step 2, step 3, and then, you know, just go apply that. Let me know how that works out for you. They go do it, and then they come back. They're like, man, it works. And then you tell them the importance of why you need to have these likes, because now Facebook is going to show your stuff to more people.
Exactly. Yeah, the algorithm.
Or let's just say YouTube. Right, yeah. YouTube got its own algorithm. So like when you're trying to help somebody to promote on YouTube, you got to know your YouTube stuff. And if you can get them some free value, a lot of times people, they're appreciative. They want to return a favor. They want to come shop with you because you was a friend of them. You didn't make it all about money.
Exactly. Yeah.
You actually helped them in some type of way. So when you spread that knowledge and you do the each one teach one thing,
Yeah.
then eventually those seeds you keep planting become wealth and prosperity.
Right.
That's why this whole thing is, like I tell people who join me, it's basically personal development disguised as a business.
Okay. And you said something as far as like building a relationship with people. Oftentimes, when we're doing business or a person's doing business, it's more transactional, right? It's just about the sale, right? It's nothing more. There's
Right.
no relationship with it, right? And so, but when you have a relationship with somebody, even if, like, say you have a bad product or something bad may happen, right? They'll remember that relationship more than just a transaction, right? And so there'll be more potential of continue to work with you because they know they have this
Right.
relationship with you, right? It may not be a friendship, but just like a good rapport with that person. I think that if as business owners, entrepreneurs, that's something that we definitely need to kind of hone in on and not just make it like just transactional, but actually build those relationships and actual rapport with people no matter what we're selling.
Oh yeah, that's critical.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, so what would you say, man, to somebody who's incarcerated right now, loved ones got someone incarcerated right now, and they definitely want to start a business while they in prison, right? Because right now, it's probably the most opportune time to kind of start a business and things of that nature. So
Yeah.
like, what would you say to those people?
I would tell them to go for it and to chase your dreams.
Right.
Like if you're gonna wait until you get out to start making the improvements that you say you're gonna make,
Yeah.
then you're gonna put a lot of pressure on yourself that you could have avoided if you just built that strength up while you was in there able to focus.
Yeah.
Because when you get out, it's a lot of distractions. Beautiful women
Exactly. So many
everywhere, good
distractions. All
food.
that. Definitely.
Right. Then you got your old like crowd of people
Right.
that if you haven't changed your mind by taking these different actions, you're
Yeah.
gonna gravitate to them.
True.
And then when you get around them, guess what? It's gonna be hard for you to avoid making actions that's gonna lead you back to prison.
Right.
Like you actually gonna, you know, go out and do some things that violate some of the rules that you should be abiding by
Yeah.
right now when you fresh out. So
Yeah, no, definitely, man. I always say that how a person moves while they're in prison kind of is an indication of how they're going to move once they get out. You know, I spent a lot of my time just like you know what I mean? So I know if we was in the same joint, you probably would have definitely hung around the same crowds or whatever, just about that personal development, that business development, that spiritual development, that physical development. Just every day I wanted to do something that wanted to develop my being. You know what I mean? And I noticed that about you. That's
exactly.
one of the things that attracted me to your story. You know what I'm saying? Because for one, not too many people are starting a business from online while they were incarcerated. So that attracted me too. But then once I talked to you, I'm like, man, you really sharp guy. You know what I mean? You add value
Yeah,
to a lot of people, and to be able to do it, you know
I
what I'm saying, from
appreciate
those
it.
kind of situations is definitely it's respectable, and I commend you for that. But no, you definitely escaping the odds, man. You know, so I wanted to have you on just to kind of hear your insight and perception as it relates to affiliate marketing, but also just to get your story out there. Now, what are some of the books, man, you would tell people to read, man? Because I know I was really big on Rich Dad Poor Dad. Like I probably read
Yeah,
all of his books, you know what I'm saying? Because he really had the mindset that I had adapted and really changed the way I think as it relates to
right.
financial freedom.
So my fault, pardon me. I would say read Think and Grow Rich for sure.
Yeah.
Like anybody should want to get into the knowledge of what leads to success. A book called The Sedona Method. A lot of times when people end up in prison, there's a lot of emotional baggage that came behind the behaviors that led to prison.
Okay.
So it's a book called The Sedona Method that teaches you how to basically forgive yourself and to let go of the things that's holding you back from becoming the greater person you need to become. I like that book. Um, there's a lot of books. Let me think.
You ever read the book Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl?
Oh yeah, I came across that, but I hadn't read it though.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
hadn't
yeah.
read it.
Definitely check that out, man. You go respect that, man. You go respect that book.
Oh, there was this another book called Dark Light Consciousness,
Okay.
and it's written by this black author,
Okay.
and he goes real deep into the ancient sciences of consciousness
Okay.
from like an ancient perspective. So when you like really trying to go down that rabbit hole and find out what's going on in the world, read books like that while you locked up
Yeah.
is gonna help you find your identity in a way that's just incredible.
Yeah.
Because when you see, okay, subconscious mind, conscious mind, spirituality, like it's not sugar coated. It's
Yeah.
really raw and uncut when you read those types of
Okay.
books.
Hey, what would you tell your old self, right? That 19-year-old in 2012 that came into the system, got hit with a boatload of time, and you were always a hustler then, right? You always had that hustle mentality, but you didn't. You were just. We were all just kind of placing the energy in the wrong direction into the wrong product, if you will.
Right.
So, what would be some of those business
Yeah.
tips now that you've learned a plethora of different things as it relates to business? What would you tell that 19-year-old person yourself as it relates to business?
I would tell them that I would tell myself to be natural and like use your speaking skills and your comprehension skills to get yourself ahead in sales of things that's a little bit more advanced than drugs.
Right.
Like step away from that because you could be making instead of like $1,000 a week or something like that, you could be making $1,000 a day
Yeah.
with just one sale, not even having to put yourself in a line of fire, and you can do that every single day without ever having to re-up. You could just constantly make one investment and then constantly make that same investment back every time you make one sale.
Exactly.
So I feel like I'd probably be impressed by the possibility of that and the fact that I wouldn't have to stay around the same clientele in the local area.
Right.
I could make this money traveling the world.
Yeah.
Like I could get on a computer or a phone and do it. Like that's what I wanted to do anyway. I wanted to be able to just have freedom.
Yeah.
But
Definitely.
because I wanted so much freedom so bad and I was just doing
Yeah.
everything my way,
You risked the freedom
I
to get
lost
it.
a lot
I
of
lost a
freedom.
lot of it. Exactly.
Yeah,
Yes. That's ironic, ain't it, man? The
it
things that we
is.
doing because we saying that we want to have that same kind of that freedom, and then we find ourselves in a situation where we got to listen to someone tell us when to use the bathroom, when to sleep, when to eat, and things of that nature.
Yeah.
But to be able to survive, I always say a lot of times it's not even physical while you're incarcerated, right? It's the emotional and the mental about the outside with your family, thinking about your life being on hold, things of that nature, that kind of eats a person up, right? So they come home and they're bitter, right? And so
Yeah.
it's that emotional state, man, just to kind of keep that in check and to be able to survive that and come home and again be able to push on your passion and dreams. And I think that starts with knowing your authentic self. You know what I mean? You
Exactly.
mentioned that. You said just be natural, and I just say just be your authentic self in those kind of environments because both of us know that in there you got a lot of people, man, that they're succumbing to peer pressure, right?
Oh
Grown men
yeah.
they succumb to peer pressure, right? So they're not being on the authentic selves, and some people call it survival or whatever it may be. But as you said earlier,
Yeah.
man, it's all about when you respect yourself, people are going to respect you.
You're gonna demand that respect.
Exactly, man. So, any more like success tips from a personal standpoint, or anything you would like to lead the audience?
Yeah. I feel like your success starts when you have a moment where you look in the mirror long and hard and you get this intense stare within your eyes. You have to look into your own eyes sometimes. And when you get clear about who you decide to be
Yeah,
from that day forward, and you make a commitment to yourself because of some powerful emotional reason, when that day comes, when you do that, I feel like that's the beginning of your success because now you properly branded yourself within. When you can actually look yourself in the eyes and you know who you are, you're not trying to be something that you're not because you kind of lost about who you are.
yeah,
Now you're on the path to success. Now you're on the path to real wealth and basically abundance in all the areas of your life
yeah.
because you being who God needed you to be.
Exactly.
Other than that, like when you're not being who God needed you to be, you find yourself in situations like
Compromising
prison.
yourself.
Right, yeah.
Exactly. So let me ask you this, man. Do you feel like being incarcerated was probably the most freedom, ironically, that you felt because the things how you open up and you learn so many things about yourself from emotional standpoint, spiritual, business wise, just really like again like how you said, staring into your own eyes or whatever. Because I think a lot of people on the outside are more locked up than someone who's incarcerated. You know what I mean? Because we don't get that chance to
Yeah.
really get to know ourselves while we are out here because we got so many different distractions. So what would you say to that?
Yeah. I would say basically that if a person is locked up, right, they have an opportunity to really, really get deep with themselves.
Right.
So you got all day long to read these books. You
Yeah.
got all day long to do the exercise. All day long to make a daily plan and a weekly plan, and then build a habit of making these plans. So
Right.
you can condition yourself for success if you wanted to because you had the time to.
Exactly.
And people have the excuse of not having the time when they get out because you got this job, you got the kids, you
Yeah.
got your wife, you got to handle all these different responsibilities, errands. So with all that being under consideration, you gotta think to yourself, I just had all this time and now I wasted it. So, if you don't want that feeling, you don't want to look back on it like, man, I should have been doing this when I was in prison.
Right.
Go ahead and do it. If you are locked up and you get to see this, then you blessed. And so you should definitely go ahead and do it.
Yeah.
Work on yourself. But I would say, yeah, I think that there's in certain ways,
Yeah.
yeah, a person in prison does have certain inner freedoms that
Yeah.
it seems like you don't have, but you can still have them on the street.
Exactly. Yeah.
But
You just got
you pay for that.
yeah, you just gotta find the time and basically dedicate yourself, right? A lot of times we just rip and run
Right.
while we out here and we don't really sit down and kind of get a chance to, as they say, to smell the coffee, because we're moving
Right.
around so much. We got to do X, Y, Z, and so that kind of it stifles our growth though. At the same time, so yeah,
Right.
so let me ask you this, man. Where can we find you at outside of Facebook, YouTube channel, website, anything of that nature? How can the audience get a hold to you?
Okay, yeah. So yeah, you got the Facebook, Pierre Baker, and then you got YouTube, Pierre Baker. Same thing. And I've got a few funnels up that you can see some of my stuff. You can get on my email list by just like, okay, cool, put my email address. You can get emails coming from me about opportunities where you can make money.
Okay.
And if you read them, then you can learn a lot from them because I put a lot of value in there and it's a lot of like motivation. So
Yeah.
that's basically it. Like, I don't make it too complex. Facebook, YouTube, biggest platforms out there.
Yeah. No.
Millions of people, billions of people, matter of fact,
Exactly.
are on them every single day. So that's enough for you to get started. If you know how to get on YouTube, if you know how to get on Facebook, then you really know a lot about online marketing already. All you gotta do is just apply it. So
Right. Exactly.
yeah, that's how you can reach me.
Okay, well, how y'all can reach me at Escaping the Odds podcast? I'm on YouTube, Escaping the Odds. Also, Facebook, of course, Aaron Smith. Business page, Escaping the Odds, and Instagram, Escaping the Odds podcast. I'm pretty much everywhere, man. You can hear the podcast on
Yeah,
Anchor.fm, Stitcher, um, Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify. Pretty much, man. Like this
yeah,
this actual discussion that we're having today, we'll definitely be on all those platforms. And so y'all stay tuned for that as well. The website, escapingtheodds.com, is coming within a couple weeks or so. I got merchandise coming as well. It's gonna be hot. It's gonna be dope. And yeah, so thank y'all for tuning in. My man Pierre Baker, man, showing us how to do his thing, man, from the most unlikely of places. So there's no excuse for us
right.
out here. Start our businesses and kind of live our passion, our authentic self. And thank you, man. Appreciate you coming on the show, man. Dropping jewels on us, man. Very bright brother, man.